In the heart of a forest untouched by machines, something happened that left even the most seasoned wildlife observers speechless. A small, fragile bird had fallen from its nest during a fierce morning storm. Wings still too young to fly, it lay exposed on the damp forest floor. No mother nearby, no cries for help, just trembling silence beneath thick jungle shadows. But what happened next wasn't instinct. It wasn't animal protection. It was the forest itself that moved. A broadleaf plant, rooted only inches away, began to shift not from wind, but as if sensing the bird's vulnerability, its leaves, wide and vibrant, began curling downward, angling slowly toward the ground. First one leaf, then two, until a gentle green canopy hovered above the baby bird like a silent guardian. No wind guided the motion. No rain weighed the leaves down. It was deliberate, measured, and most importantly, it was caught on camera. The researchers had set motion-sensitive lenses weeks earlier to observe animal behavior, but this was something different, an act of natural awareness. They reviewed the footage again and again. The baby bird remained still, but the plant, it behaved as though it understood. Over the next few hours, the leaves shifted with the sun, maintaining shadow over the bird's body to prevent overheating. Not once did the canopy break, and predators, usually crawling or flying near the area, seemed to pause or shift course almost as if the plant's posture signaled protection. This wasn't just survival. This was intelligence. Silent, botanical. Ancient indigenous tribes once spoke of living plants that respond to an essence especially of the very young. Elders passed stories of vines moving to wrap around infants or trees that bent toward crying animals. These were once considered myths, but this footage raised a forgotten truth. Perhaps the forest doesn't just host life, it participates in it. The baby bird survived. By evening, its mother returned, guided perhaps by instinct or maybe by the protective presence of the plant. The forest seemed to release a quiet exhale, and as the leaves slowly straightened, the jungle light returned to its rhythm. What science calls plant responsiveness might be something deeper, something emotional, not in the way we understand, but in a way only the wild still remembers. High in the canopy, a small bird's heart pounded. Every instinct screamed at her, urging her to return to the safety of the tree. Yet she sensed something was wrong. Her baby wouldn't stop crying. Panic tightened her chest. She tried to calm him, but his cries only grew louder. Suddenly, a squall ripped through the forest. Wind clawed at the branches, shaking the nest. Fearful, the mother bird huddled over her babies, shielding them with her body. But the storm intensified. With a final violent shake, the nest broke. One baby tumbled out, flapping tiny wings uselessly, before hitting the forest floor. Meanwhile, deep within the jungle, hidden from the storm, a broadleaf plant stirred, as if feeling an unseen force. Its sturdy base, anchored in the earth, it began to turn, its massive leaves reaching towards the sky. Slowly, deliberately, it created a pocket of stillness amidst the raging storm. And right on the edge of this leafy haven lay the fallen chick, shivering, alone, yet strangely unharmed. No predators ventured close. As if sensing danger, they kept their distance, allowing the little bird to rest. Hours passed. The storm subsided, leaving behind a world washed clean. Sunlight dripped through the canopy, illuminating the forest floor. But for the little bird, there was no warmth in the light, no comfort in the quiet. Alone and afraid, he huddled in the undergrowth, too scared to call for help. As the first rays of sunlight touched a broadleaf plant, it stirred. It turned once more, its leaves forming a protective dome over the fallen chick. All around, other plants followed suit, their stems and leaves bending down, joining in the silent act of guardianship. For a moment, the forest held its breath. Then life returned to its chorus. Insects buzzed, birds called, and the rustling of leaves filled the air. But over the little bird, the chorus softened, creating a space of peace. As the day wore on, the temperature rose. The little bird, too weak to move, struggled to breathe. Yet something extraordinary happened. The leaves, as if guided by an unseen hand, began to shift, creating a cooling shade over the bird. Gently, they maintained a protective canopy, shielding him from the harsh sun. Throughout the day, the forest watched over the little bird. Vines that crept past the plant reached out, forming a living blanket around the chick. Even the ants, known for their relentless foraging, seemed to understand the sanctity of the moment. They paused their busy trails, forming a protective ring around the haven. But the little bird was unaware of the forest's vigil. Too weak to see, too tired to care, he drifted in and out of consciousness. Yet somehow, he survived. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, a miracle unfolded. With a soft chirp, the mother bird returned, her heart pounding with worry. She searched for her fallen chick, and when she found him, nestled in the heart of the protective circle, relief washed over her. With gentle nudges, she roused the little bird, guiding him back into the warmth of the nest. As darkness fell, the forest sighed. The leaves rustled, the vines swayed, and the ants resumed their tireless trek. The broadleaf plant stood tall, its leaves now still, yet forever changed by the day's events. When dawn broke, the forest was alive with activity. Sunlight filtered through the canopy. Birds sang, and the air vibrated with the hum of insects. But amidst the bustle, something was different. The broadleaf plant had shifted overnight. Its leaves, once vibrant green, were now tinged with gold, signaling a change of seasons. Yet, in its rustling depths, a new story was unfolding. Tiny shoots, unseen before, peeked through the undergrowth. Birds perched on its sturdy branches, and insects made their homes in its protective folds. The forest, ever adaptable, ever resilient, had welcomed new life into its embrace, nurturing another chapter in its ancient tale. And so, the seasons turned, each leaf a testament to the passage of time. Yet the memory of that summer day lingered in the rustling leaves and the songs of the birds. It became a tale whispered from generation to generation, a story of unity, resilience, and the profound bond between all living things. For in that secluded part of the forest, where the sun dappled through the canopy and the earth cradled countless stories, life continued its timeless dance. The fallen chick, now a fledgling, soared through the skies. The broadleaf plant stood tall, its roots anchoring it through the years. And the forest watched over them both, a silent guardian of their dreams. And that's the end of today's story. If you enjoyed this journey into the heart of the Whispering Woods, don't forget to join our community. Your support means the world to me. Let's continue to explore the wild wonders that surround us. Thank you for walking this path of discovery with me.